Hey y'all, this is Finn at the shop. Well, today I'm working on my Harley motorcycle. I got a 2020 Street Glide, and I bought it from a guy that kept it in their carport. So really the bike's in great shape, low miles. I love this bike, but it's got some water stains on it and I want to fix that. But I also made some upgrades on it. One of the upgrades I made is the stereo system. I wanted Apple CarPlay on my motorcycle, but I didn't want to pay $4,000 to have it done at one of the shops. And I'm very happy with it. This is an acoustic Harley Davidson 14. What you call when you just install it and it works. It's all OEM. Ready to hook up. It's plug and play. Thank you. Whew. Man, I'm getting old. Anyway, it's plug and play. You plug your phone to it. Apple CarPlay comes up. Really has good sound. As a matter of fact, I'm going to upgrade my stereo speakers. And it was like $400. Really nice. Has GPS. Everything you want on it. And for that price, it's a great stereo system. I'm very proud of it. One of the other upgrades I'm going to make is that my Harley lids, my aftermarket taillights on my saddlebags, aren't they cool? My Harley lids have water spots on them, and I've tried everything to get those off. And so I'm going to replace these lids. And I ordered some lids off of Amazon. I did not get Harley Davidson lids, but I got some off Amazon that is absolutely beautiful. And while I did it, I'm upgrading the 6x9 speakers in the back. Really, I don't know if there's any difference. I've already replaced this one, so I'm going to walk you through how to replace the other one, because the videos I saw online, these are guys that do it every day, and they don't walk you through all the issues I had putting the first one on. And so I'm going to do that with you. The one thing I am going to tell you is that the only reason I was able to get this done is because I took one off at a time. Because when I went to put screws back on, I needed to be able to go back and look at what screws came off where. And just got to be careful not to lose the screws as you go. So we're going to work our way through this. I'm not going to walk you through how to unscrew a screw. I know you know how to do that. So first thing we're going to do is take these two screws off right here. See that? We'll take those screws off there. And once we peel that back, I'll show you the rest. All right, to take these screws off, I'm going to use a Storks adapter on a cordless screwdriver. I love these cordless screwdrivers because my eyesight is terrible. And I'm getting old and my hands kind of shake, so I have trouble holding the screwdriver on there to turn it. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken these two screws off here. As I take these last two screws out, I'm going to show you something. This rubber is going to be stuck to this hinge right here, and I pull it off the lid because it's still sticky and it's OEM sealer. This little foam gasket is, and I'll use it on the next lid. It comes with new ones, but I like the OEM and I'll keep it on there. Also, when you remove this nut, there's a spring behind it. Don't lose the spring. And notice the orientation of the catch that's on there. It goes on like that. It don't go up straight up and down, okay? So we're gonna take this last screw out and move on. Really important, when you go take off this nut, you need to notice, is it bracket spring nut or is it spring bracket nut? And I believe it's bracket spring nut, but it's too late for me because I'm pretty sure it's bracket spring nut. And that's what I put together, but I didn't notice that when I took it off. This is what I was talking about on this foam right here. I'm going to take it out of the lid. You see that? I'll move it from the old lid all the way around. I can't do it, hold my phone. Well, I'll take that all the way down off the lid and I'll save it. What I've done. You see, I've got this foam right here, still attached to the hinge. You can replace it if you want. I'm gonna leave it on there. It's still sticky. And once you put it back in the new lid and shut the lid, the box that the new lid comes in, here's the new gasket material. Based on the quality of the lid that I got, I would assume it's probably good gasket material. I just don't want to replace it. I just know that when I replace something like that, it doesn't stick as well and it comes off later. And if these don't work, I'm keeping that and I can replace them at any time. So here's where we are with the old lid. We're going to take off these 4 screws here, and we're also going to remove the latch here. It's 1 bolt right there. It's also a Torx. These are all Phillips heads right there. Once you take those 4 out, this whole inside thing comes out, and you'll put it in the new one. These 4 screws are out here. There's no more screws over here, and I'm going to take this one out that takes off the latch, the lock handle, and it takes a Torx on a ratchet, because a Torx, unless you got a short one, a Torx screwdriver won't fit. I got the screw out, and the handle just pulls right off of the other side. And I'll set these over here together so I don't lose them. And once you've done that, then this whole centerpiece just pops out like that. Then all you got left is the shell of the old one right there. We're going to set that aside. Here's a new one with a speaker, 6x9 speaker holder in it. We're going to take this out and we're going to put that in pretty much last, because it's in the way when you try to install everything else. And this is just 3 Phillips head screws. And that's what we've done. We've taken this out, and now we're going to take this and we're going to put it back in here. You see that? And when you do that, you kind of have to tuck it up under, because this is going to go into this end. This is going to go into this end, and the screw back into this. So I'll see if I can do that with one hand. To get that to happen, you got to kind of pop this down like that. Let's see what's holding me up here. Put it in there. This has to go into there. That has to go into there. That has to go into there. And then we'll force this down in here. Try to get that to go. Well, something's hanging here, so I've got to set this down. But it's just an easy install. I just had to put this one under here first, and then move these 2 under here. Just fell in place. So now I'm going to install these 4 Phillips head screws. Sorry. And then I'll reinstall the latch right there. When you're putting the latch in, it should look like this. It's kind of an octagon fit. You gotta make sure it's all the way in, and it will lock and then activate the locking mechanism. All right, so when you go to put this back on, it's a little tricky because you've only got 2 hands. So what you're gonna do is you're going to put these 2 screws in the lid and put that latch on the bolt. That's what you're going to do, and that'll hold it in place to where you can attach the rest of the hinge. When you're putting on the nut, the bracket has to go all the way against this over here. And be careful, because these nuts strip really easy. Use a nut driver, not a socket. So like I told you before, I'm leaving this old gasket on, and I'm going to feed this back into those grooves all the way around, because I want them to stay. And I'll come back and put these in better, but right now I'm just getting it out of the way. It wants to fit in there, so just let it. And I'll tighten that up after I get the part of these hinge bolts on right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this, put it on the outside, right? This hole is going to go right there, like that. And then I'm going to put the screws back in it. All right, and this is what I'm doing now, putting these 3 screws back in. Well, I just pulled the screwdriver. All right, and we'll give them all a little bit extra. Make sure they're all snug. I'm not going to try to put the rubber gasket back on yet because this holds it up. This cloth does. It keeps you from overextending. And then once you've put that on, then the rubber gasket just falls right in place. But first we got to install that speaker. I've got the speaker mount that's going to go in there next. These are Phillips head, but this piece of material that keeps it from overextending is a hex head. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one on the right side, right here. And we're only going to do the right one because the left one, you got to move some stuff around to put it back in. And then you can see my fingers just don't work like they used to. Oh, I'll get that in there, get it started. Sorry, y'all. All right, now the reason I'm stopping here is because you have to take this screw out here. And you've got to insert it between here and the new speaker that you're putting in, if you're putting a speaker in, or something like that. And it's kind of hard. It takes two hands to get this bolt through. You got to drop it down this big hole, and then you got to get the bolt through that keeper, this cloth piece, and then into the screw. And I can't do it with holding the camera and doing it with my hand, so I'll have to do it without you watching. All right, it's a lot easier if you put it through the cloth piece first and then line up the hole with the screw that's going in the hole. That's how it looks when it's in. Now I'll tighten these other three screws up with the speaker holder. And that's how it looks when it's done. There's a little bit of a bend where this went into here, but now we can replace that gasket. It'll fall right into place as you take it around. Trying to stick to everything so you know it's still good. Same thing over here. Start over by the hinge, work it around this way, get it up in the hole where it goes. Up there. Then we'll walk it down here to the lower lip. And just walk it all the way around. And then when you close it, the edge is going to push it back on there and it will reseal. So I'm going to get out my Chemical Guys Spray Shine. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but my son ran into this and put the lash on. Lash works great. And he was using it on his bike, his Harley. And my goodness, it was just beautiful. And same thing with mine. It just shines it up like brand new. Look at that shine. Beautiful. There you go. Job well done. I hope that helps. It's Shane at the shop, finishing one more job.